Welcome, everybody, to another live episode of the Unquestionably Raw NBA podcast. And today we are going to start our team previews for all 30 NBA teams. Tonight, we've got the Sacramento Kings. And joining us, we got James Holas. First time on the show, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, man, it's an honor. Thanks for letting me be part of this inaugural show for the team previews. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Then we got Allana Tahower back. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Outstanding. And once again, Gonzo, a big-time regular for us. What's going on, Gonzo? How are you doing?
Not much. Doing great.
All right. I like the motivation there. I like the enthusiasm. Outstanding. All right, I'm gonna go to you first, James. Obviously, we saw the trade. After the All-Star break, no more Boogie Cousins. He's out of there. You get Buddy Hield. Making that trade allowed them to keep their pick because they could have lost it. I think if it would have fell like 10, they lose it. They would have went to Chicago.
Right.
They draft. You get De'Aaron Fox. You get Justin Jackson, Harry Giles, Frank Mason. Then you sign George Hill, Zach Randolph. Don't know if he's going to play right away because, the marijuana thing, but we'll see what happens there. And then Vince Carter. What did you think of their offseason?
Okay, so the offseason, great draft. I love De'Aaron Fox. I really love Justin Jackson. Well, I love Justin Jackson where they picked him. Great spot for him. I'm not too sure about Harry Giles, but that's a good spot to gamble on the guy, right? When they cut on your knees so many times, that's a little while you start losing something. He didn't look good at all last year. Let's see how he looks another year removed with another year with an NBA trainer, right? So let's see how that goes. That's neither here nor there. The George Hill signing was great. Which I was a little confused, but sure, he can play beside Fox. And by the way, I'm really high on De'Aaron Fox. I like him as a prospect better than Lonzo Ball. So I think that was a great pick for them. He's kind of a culture changer. The guy, he wants to win. He has that dog in him that people talk about. George Hill signing, fine. You can play them both together. You can back. He's a great vet to teach young De'Aaron how to be a pro. That's great. Then, then the Zach Randolph and the Vince Carter signing. I get it. You want to get some vets in. But these guys, they want to play and they want to win. So I don't know if they might have overstretched overplayed their hand just a little bit, but I don't think it's going to hurt in the long run because you got good vets and you got good young players.
And they played for Yorger in Memphis. Plus, George Hill actually has a tradable contract. So if it's not working out, you can always get something for him.
For sure.
So I actually really like those moves. Gonzo, what did you think of the Kings offseason, the draft, the free agents they brought in? Did you like what they did?
Oh, I loved it. I think they had the best draft out of everyone. Honestly, I think that they got a point guard for the future. They got a good shooter, and Justin Jackson, who I think is NBA ready. I think he can come in and he immediately can contribute 15 points a game possibly. I like Frank Mason as another future backup coming off the bench. I think he can score. He can get buckets. Harry Giles, I like the place he fell as well. I think they took a gamble on him, but if he fails, it's not that much of a loss. But if he turns out to be really good, that's a steal. I like the free agent signings in George Hill, who I think personally should probably start.
We're gonna get to that, Gonzo, in a little bit. Don't. We're gonna get there about starting.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there.
I like the George Hill signing. I like the Vince Carter, Randolph. Hope he's not in too much trouble. But yeah, I mean, when they traded Boogie Cousins at first, I thought it was kind of a bad deal. But it kind of looks like Vlade knew what he was doing, and it looks like they're making a turnaround for the best, and possibly come closer to that 8th spot in the West.
Nice. Allana.
Ooh.
Yeah, hey, this day, you're not going to want to hear my bold prediction at the end. You're going to laugh.
Yeah, now I got to follow that, huh?
Yeah, go ahead, Allana. What did you think of the offseason for the Kings?
See, at first I thought that I was only impressed because of how much of a hot mess they were before. So I was like, okay, they're turning things around, fine, like after the DeMarcus trade. But after looking at things closer, I feel like I actually really like it, like in a vacuum on its own. I do really like Justin Jackson as well. I feel like he's going to do a lot better than people necessarily give him credit for. I've always been a fan of George Hill, and the point that you made earlier was good about, his contract being movable if he doesn't work out. I feel like that's important. And I feel like both Randolph and Carter give them good veteran presence, and they still, obviously they're not in their peak by any means, but I feel like they're still going to contribute enough coming off the bench to where they're not, they're not like a total waste, and they're not just there to have like some locker room presence. So I feel like they did good.
They're there to play. I think the veterans are there to obviously George Hill's going to get minutes. He's there. I think Vince Carter is going to play. He's going to get minutes. He's not going to get a ton, but he'll get the good 15 minutes a game. Zach Randolph will give you 20, 25. That's the interesting thing with him. You don't know how the NBA is going to. I hope they don't come down on him like they did OJ Mayo and ban the dude for like 2 years. I hope they don't do anything like that. As far as the draft picks, I love De'Aaron Fox and Justin Jackson. I mean, obviously they're Houston guys, right? So you can't go wrong there. And Harry Giles, I mean, they traded, what was it, the 10th pick I think they had, or the 9th pick? They traded it to Portland. So, I mean, Harry Giles is basically like a throw-in. So, low risk, high reward. I mean,
yeah, they actually look like a competent organization for what.
Yeah, exactly. He was a guy. I mean, much like and I'll get to it when we get to the current, the other guys that have been on the roster. I mean, he's very kind of like not like Scal didn't get hurt, but Scal was another guy. He was very going into Kentucky, he was a projected #1 pick, just like Harry Giles was a projected top 3 pick going into Duke, possibly #1. So. I mean, and that was with the knee injuries, still projected that high. So you never know. We'll see how he develops. I think he'll spend a lot of time in the G League. I think that's where he'll end up. Mason, I think, will be down there a little bit too. But I really like this team. Justin Jackson, I think, is a guy. He really shoots the ball well, and he moves without it, so just flawlessly. So I think that's going to help. He's not a guy who he's going to pound the ball, just needs it in his hand.
Right. I feel like that complements Fox really well too.
Absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. I just, their offseason was really good. And Vince Carter, do not sleep on that guy. He's still got the bunnies. Just not on call whenever he wants. He can still jump, though. But, Gonzo, I'm going to go to you now. We're going to go into a little bit of the depth. I want to go start with the starters. Who do you think is going to fill out the starting lineup this year? I mean, because you got a lot of battles. Obviously, you got George Hill, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield. You got Vince Carter, Justin Jackson, Skal Labissière. You got Kufis, Cauley Stein, Zach Randolph, Vince Carter. How do you see this shaping out for the starters?
Right now, to me, I mean, I would like to put De'Aaron Fox in right now, but I think George Hill is a better 3-point shooter and the floor better. So I would probably put George Hill at point starting off, Buddy Hield at shooting guard, Justin Jackson at small forward, Zach Randolph at power forward, and Willie Cauley-Stein at center. Just to start off. That could easily change at any time. And I would have
absolutely.
I would probably have De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm. And it'll depend on what kind of start they get off to, who's going to be in there. I mean, if he goes, we got to also remember Dave Yorger likes to play veterans, so you got to keep that in mind too. He does like to play his vets. James, what do you got? How do you see this starting lineup? Not what you. I want. I mean, like, what would you do? But what do you think Yorger's going to end up doing?
And that's what's so tough, because you got these young guys. You want to make sure they get plenty of minutes. And, let's be honest, I don't think they're going to even stem the A seed. I think the West is just too deep. So on one hand, I don't want to just give all the, start Fox, start Buddy Hield. But you got a guy like George Hill. You're starting George Hill.
Absolutely.
Right? At least start the season. So you'll be Hill and Hield. That'll be your backcourt. I'm looking at the roster right now, and I guess we're starting Justin Jackson.
Ooh, I'm actually surprised you said that.
I mean, if you want to start Vince at
that's what I would start Jackson, but I think he's going to go Vince Carter.
Yeah,
to start the season.
Yeah, just to get let the rookies get their feet wet for about a month or two, I guess that's fine. Or maybe even start Bogdan at small forward.
Yeah, and that's another guy we didn't mention. Talking about guys, he's coming over. A really good player overseas. Yes,
sir. So he's gonna get his shot. And then we got a guy like I love Willie Cauley-Stein. I think that he's capable of more than he showed at Kentucky, and he actually showed flashes the last year. So I would start him, and him and Skal, man. Start him and Skal, unless of course again he loves the vet. So Costa Kufos, I'm pretty sure Costas is Costa right now is like the old man who's been with the team the longest, isn't he?
yeah, he's been there. I think this will be his 3rd year on the club.
And I'm looking at the roster now. I'm pretty sure that's going to be he's the last man standing of the old regime. So you want to start him, start him, give him his 15, 20 minutes. He's a good player. He's not a bad player at all. Him and Willie Cauley-Stein and bring Skal off the bench.
And they started last year after that trade, basically most of the time until he inserted Scal in there down the stretch. It was mostly Cauley Stein and Kufis, after that trade. So that I could definitely see that. Allana, how do you see the starting lineup shaping up for the Sacramento Kings?
I mean, what I'd like to see is Hill healed, and then I would put Justin Jackson in, but I feel like Bogdan is going to be in there personally.
Nice.
At least at first,
Okay.
because, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of taking a risk if you put Justin Jackson in right away. And then I had Scal, and probably, I guess, Willie at this point. Are we not calling him Willie Trilly anymore? Is this a thing of the past?
Man, I said this a long time ago. He was listening to too much damn UGK when he did that, but I guess I haven't heard the Trill thing
but
in a while.
But it's legally changed, right?
Yeah, I believe it is legally changed. He was listening to way too much Bun B and Pimp C.
Hey, bro, there's no such thing as too much Bun B and Pimp C.
That's true. But to change your name to Trill, I don't know about that.
No, I respected that. That was a bold move. I liked it.
Hey, absolutely.
You know what? The NBA is supposed to be fun. I love players who know how to have fun and just be cool with it. So I love that from him.
Hey, it's better than he hate me, right?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't fault him for that. Yeah, I think personally, obviously I'd like to see Fox and Hield in the backcourt. I don't think he'll do that. And then of course Jackson, Scal, and Willie. But that's obviously not gonna. I think he'll go George Hill, Buddy. I think he'll go Vince Carter. Maybe there's a slight chance Garrett Temple gets to start at the 3. It depends on how the training camp goes. I think it'll either be Temple or Carter. My money would be on Carter right now. I think I don't think Zach Randolph will be available the first. He's not going to be available game 1, so I think it is Kufis, and I think Willie will start as the big man. And you're right, James. He showed some things last year after that trade when he got some minutes. He was putting it on the deck, getting to the rim, showed a little 15-foot jump shot, stepped back a couple times. He can actually play. He's got a nice little skill set. He's not taking anybody out to the 3-point line, but he can actually play. Not yet. That's true. Hey,
what's Hill's contract looking like again?
George, I think he got 3 years, $30 million.
Okay, because I was just thinking, I feel like there's no way that he signed on to be coming off the bench.
He's $30 million a year. Like, so 3 years, $90 million. Is that right?
No, I think it was 3 years. Let me hold on. It
might be 360 something. It's not 330.
Yeah,
George Hill got big money. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was 3 year, $57 million. That's right.
There you go. So almost $60 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 3 years, 57. I don't know why I was thinking 10.
Yeah, because as much as I'd love Fox to be in there, I feel like that's just going to be a total blow to Hill's ego. I don't feel like that'll go over really well.
Yeah, and like we said, Yorger, he's one of those guys. He likes to play his veterans.
Yep. Which I get, because the transition is hard enough for most kids. So,
and especially the point guard being the hardest position to play in the NBA. Although I'm with James, I think I do like Lonzo Ball. I really love Lonzo Ball, but I also love De'Aaron Fox. I think he's going to be fantastic. Now we'll go to the bench. Allana, I got to go to you first on this. So now we've talked about their starters. I saw, you got guys like Malachi Richardson. You got Bogdanovic, who you think will start possibly. Then you've got Garrett Temple, Kufis, Scalabissiere, those guys, Frank Mason. How do you see the bench shaping up? Who do you think is going to get some minutes off the bench for them?
Obviously, I feel like both Vince Carter and Zach Randolph, whatever happens to him, are going to be probably the primary spark off the bench, just because I feel like with a team like this, chemistry is going to take some time to build, because not only do you have a whole entire new squad, but then it's their guys still transitioning on. You got the veterans kind of mixing with the young guys. So I don't know, the bench is going to be interesting to me just because I feel like at this point it's such a clean slate. It's kind of hard to tell who's really gonna pop up there, which I guess is what preseason's for figuring that out.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we saw what Zach Randolph did in Memphis last year. He thrived off that bench. He was killing second units.
Yeah, some guys are just better in that role at this point.
Especially at his advanced age. Big guys, they don't always age gracefully. He did well last year. We'll see, you can't beat the clock. We'll see how he does this year. I hope. And let me ask you something real quick, James. What kind of suspension you think he's looking at?
This is his. I know he got in trouble about marijuana before, so I don't know how many times and how long it's been. But from what I understand, even though they got him with the intent to distribute. That's because of the amount, not from like if they caught him.
I was gonna say, what's he distributing for?
Yeah, exactly. Right. He just signed it. So it's which sucks because he's a vet though, and I think that they might kind of make an example of him. He knows better than this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe the first 10 games of the season.
That's what I was thinking. 10.
You know.
I mean, although what did Richard get a few years ago? Didn't Richard?
He got it though. Like by the time I think what happens, but if you're going to get suspended, it's because you've popped like so many. I think 2 times.
And Richard's I think was performance enhancers.
Yes, this one is a case of because the law is involved. I don't think it's going to matter about like precedents about who else got busted before as far as using it or whatever. So,
but we don't think he's going to get the OJ Mayo treatment, get the 2-year ban.
And again, even with OJ, right? That was like multiple times he got popped, right?
Yeah, he's just wilding in general. Who knows what's going on there?
You know what? And I want to send a shout out to OJ, man. I hope next summer he gets a chance to make a comeback. You know what I mean? He's still pretty young as far as for the NBA, and we know he has some talent. He can help.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 30, right? I guess he's going to be 30, but when's the last time he played? It's been almost, he's going to be 2 years soon, and so he doesn't have all that wear and tear on his body.
Man, I mean, but to get a ban for like years, that's
tough.
Whew. All right, so my bad. Let's stay on
that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
So I think 10. Yeah, I think 10 games, maybe 10 games for Zach.
Yeah, I'll stay with you, James, on their bench. How do you see their bench shape? Who do you think is going to get minutes for them? And who are candidates to go to the G League?
I think early on everyone's gonna get minutes, right? Because that's what coach has to do. He has to figure out he's gonna just shuffle through everybody and tinker with rotations. So definitely, we know Vince Carter, like Allana said, we know Vince and Zach are gonna eventually get minutes. We know that in the rotation is gonna be Kufos and Scal. Frank Mason is basically the third point guard, so he'll spend a lot of G League time. Yeah, Papa Giannis, man, I don't like what I've seen out of him. I mean, I know he's not bad, but that classic throwback kind of center just kind of doesn't go for me.
I was not impressed with him in Summer League at all. I know it's Summer League, but I mean, you can see in Summer League, you can see what guys can and cannot do. But
right, and that's when a second-year guy's supposed to dominate, right?
But he did show a couple signs at the end of the season when he was getting some minutes. I mean, he had a couple good games, but I mean, a lot of that you can just throw out and chalk that up to like there's no scouting report on him.
Exactly. I love Malachi Richardson, and his shooting's gonna be a big part of what they do. I think they're gonna need his floor spacing. So I hope he slots into the rotation somehow. But yeah, I mean they're gonna probably play 10 or 11 early, and then maybe if they're within kind of some kind of striking distance, they're gonna shorten up the rotation to about 8 or 9. But definitely seeing the G League is gonna be definitely Giles, definitely Frank Mason, and. You know what? We'll see. We'll see how Justin Jackson looks because he might go up and down a little bit.
I think Jackson's a candidate as well. I'm with you on that. Gonzo, how do you see this Sacramento bench looking to start the season? Who do you think gets the minutes?
Bench, I think the minutes will go to Vince Carter, De'Aaron Fox, and what's the other guy's name?
Did you have Scal in the starting lineup?
No, I didn't. No, I had Scal on the bench.
So Scal,
he'll get some minutes, but I think Bogdanovich.
Yeah.
Is that it? Am I pronouncing that?
Yeah, Bogdanovich.
I think he's I think those three will get a bulk of the minutes. Frank Mason obviously is going to go to the G League probably, due to the fact that they have 3-point guards on the roster, and just not a lot of room for him right now. Another person I see possibly going back to the G League, possibly. I don't know. I just don't like his game. It's Malachi Richardson.
Really? You don't like? I like his game. I like his game.
No, I don't see a whole lot of improvement. I don't see anything special about him. I really don't. I didn't see it at Syracuse either.
Okay, so you think he's just another guy?
Yeah, that's fair. He's just a roster filler. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. I like Malachi Richardson. I think he's young. I think he's got some potential. I mean, he could end up being a bum.
You know what, man? I'll say this. I see, like, Alan Crabb's not a bum. He's making way too much money.
Alan Crabb can play.
But the point is, I see a lot of that Malachi. You need guys who can just hit shots. And Malachi looks like somebody who can off-ball, keep moving, catch the ball in space, and just hit shots from 3 or from 2 and make things happen. And to me, that's really important. So that's why
I think Malachi can be a serviceable defensive player.
Yeah, at his size, with his definitely. So I hear what you're saying though, because he hasn't proven it yet. You know what I mean? He was hurt
Right.
almost all last
But
season.
don't get me wrong. His defense, I've never really. I mean, I know he can play defense because I just think that Coach Boeheim kind of gets guys who are kind of defensive, especially running zones. But I think he just has the athletic skill to play defense anyway. But Scal, I'm kind of high on Scal. I think that.
Oh yeah.
I think Scal could be like a 15-10 guy, possibly 18-10. I think he can get you double digits. I think he can get you a legit double.
I agree. I'm big on
Yes.
Scout too. I like it. He's perfect for the modern game. He's one of those players that looked terrible in college just because he was asked to do some things he just couldn't do, and now he's a pro. That's crazy how Kentucky has all these players that when they hit the pros, we see all this stuff they can do. That they don't see.
I love
think
when that happens though, because it's so much better than like Derek Williams, where he's so hyped up in college, and then you come here and you're like, oh, I just wanted so much more from you.
Yeah, that's just. I'm glad he still I'm glad he at least has a career, but yeah, that was kind of.
And I feel like that's usually how it goes. You know, people like thrive in college and then they just can't transition.
See, the funny thing about a guy like Derek Williams, though, is, I mean, the dude had the athletic. I mean, he was athletic as hell, so that wasn't going to be a problem translating. But you know, I think it ended up like we saw how good he. I mean, what was he? 46% from three. That his like last year at Arizona. I don't think he transitioned right away to that deeper three. And he kind of had that. He kind of was a tweener a little bit.
That's the problem. He never had a real position, and while he could dominate just from athleticism and speed in college, he had the pros, and they're like, all right, we're just as fast and just as quick as you. You got to show us something else, and he didn't have anything else to turn to. So
I'm surprised because remember, and you'll know this, James, Allana, you will, Gonzo. Remember when Antoine Jamison came out of North Carolina? That was one of the knocks on him. He's a tweener, but he figured it out. And he wasn't near. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He wasn't near the athlete coming out of college.
I'm going to correct you because coming out of college, and first of all, he was at least 6'9". 6'9". So that helped a lot, and he had really good guard skills and can shoot a little bit. But yeah, he was actually really athletic coming out of college. Him and Vince.
Man, maybe it's just because I'm so damn old, and I was what? I was like a sophomore. I was a junior in high school when he came into the NBA. So.
And you know what? Honestly, he was just better. I mean, he was just a really good player.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you remember that was one of the knocks on him. He was a tweener coming out. Where is he going to slot?
Absolutely. And he just turned out to be just a really good basketball player that he could play some power forward, and he worked. So, I mean, like I said, I'm glad that our boy stuck. Derek Williams at least has some kind of career.
Yeah, and he'll be in the NBA for another few years. I mean, he can hit some open threes. He's going to bring a lot of energy off someone's bench, But as far as this bench goes, I think Fox will be the guard off the bench, and I think you're going to see throughout the season as well. You're going to see even if Fox is off the bench, him and George Hill will be in the lineup at the same time. I'm pretty sure he'll use that. Bogdanovich will come off the bench. I think he's going to start with Garrett Temple. I actually don't think Justin Jackson gets a lot of minutes at the beginning. I think he'll give it to Garrett Temple.
Go
ahead.
What kind of worries me is the more I think about it. Somebody else brought this up. How Vince and Zach played for Jorger.
Yeah.
For Jorger. Like I'm worried that he's going to do the thing where he leans too much on veterans. We saw that in Orlando with what's the guy's name? The coach from Indiana, Vogel.
Yeah.
Vogel. He just went all vets, and they were losing. It looked so bad. I just worry about that with Jorger. I hope he didn't pull that number.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know who did that back in the day too? Stan Van Gundy did that a little bit in Orlando with his veterans.
Yep, he did. He
did the same thing. Now he can't really do that in Detroit because they really don't have a bunch of true veterans there.
So can I ask you guys a question? Can I turn the interviewer?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, it's fine.
So I think we're all in on Fox. He's super quick. To me, he reminds me of a John Wall light. How do you guys think he compares to a Donovan Mitchell or Donovan Mitchell or Dennis Smith Jr.? Like he went ahead of those guys by a good bit. If you guys were doing a redraft from what you guys know, how do you think? Allana, let me ask you first. What do you think about that?
I mean, I feel like a lot of, and this is kind of my problem with following the draft, like I feel like a lot of guys just get so hyped up that people don't even really go in any further than that, and it's kind of like they take everyone else's word for it.
Yes.
Not saying he didn't deserve it, but I'm just saying like once people get themselves into a box, good or bad, then it's just kind of, it goes on from there. You know, I mean, I do really like what I saw from him, but a lot of it I think was just, the pedigree of being great in a great, organization in college and whatever else.
But also remember early on, before the turn of the new year, Dennis Smith Jr. was a projected like 4th pick in the draft. He was ahead of Fox in most mocks. Fox just kind of Dennis Smith Jr. was like the projected 4th pick. He was top 5. Fox was sitting at like 7, 8, 9 in a lot of mocks.
I remember
December, January.
What changed? Was it just because they were losing? Because
I think I think part of it, and then what I think really changed it for him was his NCAA tournament. That's when it really changed. And then when he busted Lonzo Ball's ass both times, that solidified it. I think. I mean, because you're matching up. Lonzo was the projected 1-2 pick, and
that's a good
Fox
point.
That's what I think did it. Now Dennis Smith Jr. I think what hurt him was he just kind of was. He was a little inconsistent at NC State. You know what I mean? He had a huge game against Duke, but he slipped. All
right, guys, hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. I can stand for certain players. All right, I stand for Dennis Smith Jr. So, don't make me fight you for talking about him being inconsistent.
I love Dennis Smith Jr.
Right,
I think he's my pick for Rookie of the Year right now. A lot of people say Steve Francis comparisons. No, I see Baron Davis. I see more Baron Davis with him than Steve.
Yeah, I call him Russ Westbrook light for now. I just go with that.
He's not nearly as tall as Westbrook though.
He got the bunnies though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's gonna be in the dunk contest this year. Let's just pray he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, I like Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah. So what do you think? You didn't answer my question. You got now it's on you. You got to answer my question.
If I were to redraft it, I probably still right now would take.
Just what you think about him. Just like how close do you feel that Dennis Smith Jr. and like Donovan Mitchell to me might be the steal of the draft.
Man, you know what? Just watching, and I didn't actually watch a lot of Louisville, but I watched some of his workouts and just that he did, and I saw him in summer league. Man, his game is so damn smooth, and that jump shot he's got is so pretty. Like that's going to translate. He's going to be really good. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the best player of the 3. They're all going to be really. I think they're all going to be really, really good.
He's my dark horse Rookie of the Year pick.
Is he going to get the minutes though? I think that's going to be the only thing. I know Rubio will probably start. Do you see Donovan Mitchell getting a lot of minutes in Utah?
I think he's going to be him and Dante Exum and then Rubio. That's your guard rotation. So he'll play some too and some point. Not too much point. I don't think he's really much of a point, but he's a combo guard. I think he'll get the minutes. And I think he's just so good, he's going to just force his way into that rotation.
Yeah, right now I see him I think he could be that that scorer off the bench for them.
For now, until he takes over the superstar.
Because I know they have, Alec Burks is a guy who can get buckets, but that guy's always hurt. Can you really rely on him? Yeah,
I think they're going to move Burks probably.
Yeah. I think Mitchell's the guy who's going to eventually depending on how Ricky Rubio does this year. I could see Mitchell. 40, 45 games into the season, maybe he's starting at the point. Obviously, Hood's going to be the 2 guard. He's good.
I'm gonna say that I'm not big on the Rubio signing, and then I know we're talking Kings, so I'm not going to go too far to it. I don't think that was a great move for them.
No. Well, I mean, I guess in a sense, it wasn't great, but when you think they're going to lose George Hill, they had to get somebody. I think that was their thinking. We got to get somebody.
I would have rolled with Exum and Mitchell and Raul Neto and then I'd have used that spot we just took for Rubio elsewhere and got some kind of length.
No, see, I feel like that just reminded me of when the Bulls kind of panicked and then took Carlos Boozer because they kind of needed someone and it was like, it was a big enough name. It was kind of like out of necessity.
That's because they missed out on Bosch and Stoudemire and all those guys.
They never even had a chance. They were
but they wanted to get somebody. They wanted to get somebody.
Yeah, they were looking for a bigger name, and then they just literally pulled the trigger on Boozer overnight.
Panic mode. Yeah. Typical Garpax fashion. Gotta love those guys. All right, I think actually Gonzo. I gotta go to you, Gonzo. What do you think of Dennis Smith Jr. and Donovan Mitchell?
Me personally, I would have took Dennis Smith Jr. over everybody at point guard.
Okay,
my man, right Gonzo.
Yes,
and I'm sorry, and I mean don't get me wrong, De'Aaron Fox really got his name off the NCAA tournament and beating Lonzo Ball.
Yep.
Dennis Smith, even with his inconsistencies, he was playing really, really good teams. And he's pretty much the only guy on the team who was the star, somebody who had NBA potential. So that's a lot to put on a freshman player anyway. But he still averaged like 17 some points a game. He shot like 40+%. I think it was like 45, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, he shot well. He shot decent from three. He was awesome, man. You're right. I think he might be he was my favorite point guard prospect. My bad, Gonzo. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so surprised. I was so mad when the Bulls didn't get Dennis Smith. Like you chose Lauri Markkanen over.
Are you surprised?
Seriously?
You know what? Though?
No,
I actually like
Lauri.
I actually like Lauri Markkanen.
I do too, but
I like Lauri Markkanen too, but I wouldn't want him at that pick though. No.
Yeah, not that high.
If I'm gonna pick that high in the draft, I want somebody that's electrifying.
Thank you.
Somebody that can like put a print on the game. And Dennis Smith Jr. could be that guy. I think the Mavericks got to steal.
Sure.
I actually, and here's the thing: would you rather have Dennis Smith Jr. or Chris Dunn?
Oh, come on!
Like, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of because they had to take Dunn in that trade.
all right, go easy on Chicago. Not that I'm really backing them, but
those are my favorite teams. Allana, you know I'm a Bulls fan, so
I know.
Yeah, I can't. But they take Chris Dunn, so maybe they're thinking, we can't take.
Their management is killing them. The fact that
the Bulls and the Knicks are taking over for the Kings.
I'm ready to go in.
Hey, that's going to be next week. That's going to be next Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, be ready for that one. We got the Bulls. Let's go. Let's get off this because we got to stick to the. I hope because any Kings are going to be like, God, they hate the Kings this much. They stopped talking about them. Oh,
that's on me, folks. My bad.
That's all right.
All the listeners, my bad. That's me.
That's all right, James. Because you and I talked before we went live, man. We actually really like this Kings roster, so it's not that. Now I'm going to go to you, Gonzo. What do you see this King? Where do you see the Kings this year, man? What are they going to do with the revamped roster now? Where do you see them finishing?
They have enough veteran leadership. They had a good draft. They got good pieces in areas that they need them. I think Jorgen's a good coach. I see them being better than Denver this year. I'm going to say they're going to be next spot in the West.
Ooh, Gonzo just gave us a bold prediction before we got to the bold predictions. Nice.
Wow.
Yes. Allana, where do you see the Sacramento Kings finishing in the West?
I had them at like 12.
Okay.
I mean, the West is just too stacked. I don't know. And I like this roster, but like I said before, I feel like it's going to take time to really get going. Like I think people are kind of jumping the gun a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to put them at 12.
Nice. All right, James, where you got the Kings finishing?
Hey, guys, I respect that, and that's like a really optimistic, everything goes well thing. But we saw last year Minnesota had Karl-Anthony Towns and Wiggins and Levine. Levine was almost 20-point a game scorer, and they still were way out of the playoff race. It just takes you got to crawl before you walk, and walk before you run, and run before you make the playoffs. And right now, we're waiting for Sacramento to start really crawling. It's going to take a couple years, even with these vet guys. So yeah, I got them 10 to 12. I think they're going to have a nice. Okay. They're going to have a nice little spurt somewhere in the middle of the season where they look like a playoff team, but they're not a playoff team. These young guys got to learn how to play.
Okay.
No, I don't have them as a playoff team, but I'm looking at.
You don't think so? You don't think Denver's a playoff team?
No, I don't think Denver's a playoff team. I don't think Utah's going to be a playoff team anymore. I don't think Memphis is going to be a playoff team anymore.
Man, we got some new teams in.
Yo!
Ooh, wow! Damn!
Come on, man. Hey, look, I know we don't have too much time, but so Gonzo, can you tell me who do you think your playoff teams are?
The playoff teams. I got Golden State one. I got San Antonio.
Who are the? Wait, we know who's gonna get in.
No. I want to hear all of them. So Golden State, San Antonio.
Golden State 1, San Antonio 2, Minnesota 3.
Okay.
4, Houston. 5, I got OKC.
Okay.
6, I have 6. I think I had Dallas.
Wow.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, but remember, James, he likes Dennis Smith Jr. So.
I love Dennis Smith Jr. too, but that's okay. That's 6.
And it's not just because of Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, I think they have Harrison Barnes.
For sure. Hey, look,
hopefully,
I'm
and
not Gonzo.
I'm
I'm not
counting
gonna.
also having Noel too. Noel. Hoping
What?
that they sign him back.
He'll be back.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna call you crazy on your own show, Gonzo. So go ahead. That's 6.
Hey, you know what though? Hey, Gonzo.
You're a good guy.
Gonzo. Hey, Gonzo. Let him know he can call you crazy.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's just a prediction. I mean,
Hey,
it's no
man.
problem.
Hey, one thing you got to know. I never warn you guys language. Like we don't really, the language happens, man. But we talk a lot of shit. So if you got something to say, say.
Hey, man, look, that's Twitter. That's Twitter, James. That's snotty. I'm on the podcast. I am genteel and as polite as always. So go ahead, man. Dallas was 6. Who you got 7?
I got Portland 7, and I got 8. The Lakers.
Ooh, I like it.
All right.
I like it. We already know what
Did you not say Minnesota?
Each at Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
3. He got him 3.
I got Minnesota 3.
All right.
Nice.
Hey, man,
hold
on. I just dropped my microphone because it got really hot. So that was a hot take.
Yes.
That was a hot take, man.
Gonzo, you got to the hot takes before we got to our hot takes.
I buy down to you, bro. That was the hottest take I've heard in a while.
Hey, you know what though? Hey, you didn't hear our preview podcast last year, man. I had Minnesota in the playoffs. I had them in the conference finals.
No, it's fine, man. A lot of people did. I was the only. I was one of the few voices of reason.
I had them in the conference final last year.
Okay,
I was dumb.
No, you weren't.
Sitting here, I knew that he would make it.
Put him in the that was a little crazy. Having Minnesota in the conference final, that was a little too much.
Allana, what'd you say? Allana, you had the Heat where?
I knew the Heat were going to come back. Everyone's talking all this tanking shit, and I'm just sitting here like, just wait. 41-41 by the end. Literally didn't make the playoffs on a freaking technicality. Wade's revenge and his dumbass Bulls taking our spot.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so that's a whole different. They should have just go ahead and tank. But
hey, James, you with me real quick because we got Allana on here because she is Miami Heat is that's her squad. I'm sure you're with me, James. We saw what 30-11 finish, 11-30 start. They're somewhere in the middle of that. They're not a 31. Sure. They're not a 30-11 team.
For sure, not at all.
You're all gonna eat your words by the end.
This is not a diss. That's why I got yelled at all day about this because I pointed out. Sure, they went 30-11 second half, but let's go ahead and break down again. They had a run when they went like 21-5, and then your boy got hurt. Dion got hurt, and they went 9-7 to end the season. So they were very Dion centric when they were winning, right? He averaged like almost 19, 4, and 5 during that win streak. And that's amazing. Like I think and he shot 37, like he shot 44% from 3 over that span, right? That's 26 games. The only players that ever put up 19, 4, 5, and shoot 44% from 3, Steph Curry, Kevin Johnson.
Who? I don't know who Steph Curry is.
Yeah. And then there was one more player too. I think it was like Chris Mullin or something. And that's the only players who do that for a whole season, right? These are Hall of Fame type guys.
KJ did that for a whole season?
KJ did it for a whole season.
Man, so I knew KJ could. Damn, I didn't know he shot it like that.
So my question, he probably was shooting a real low volume.
Yeah.
So my question would be like, I get it. That was an amazing run to end the season. Can we think that Dion's going to average almost 25-5 next year?
No, I don't. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, no, I just feel like the Heat are such a team unit at this point. Like they literally play team ball that I'm not even worried about that. Like I feel like people are putting way too much pressure on Dion.
But that's my point. So much of their success was because of Dion.
No, I hear you for sure.
If people are saying that they're going to be great again next year in a top 4, top 3 seed in the East, it's going to have to be, and they're going to play the same way, right? It's going to be Goran Dragic and Dion Waiters driving kick, and everybody has to hit shots, and your boy White's going to do his thing. So
see, I just feel like guys like JJ and Tyler are gonna step up. Like I think that Dion's obviously gonna be a major reason why they're successful, but I don't think it's gonna depend as much on him. Like I feel like people just forget.
How much more can they step up though? Because last year the Johnson & Johnson boys combined for like 26, 12, and like 8.
Yeah, but I feel like now they really like know each other's game, and even like Rodney Magruder really surprised me in terms of obviously like more defensively than on offense, but I feel like he's gonna step up too.
Okay, now last thing I'll say about this, I know you said this is a Sacramento one. I'm hoping for your sake you're right. My thing is second half of the season, there was no scouting report, and they came out and busted guys in the head. People have tape on it now. It's going to be a little different starting off this year.
I'm going to use this. I want to say this. I'm going to turn. I don't know how many baseball fans we have out there, but let's just use Aaron Judge. Everybody knows who Aaron Judge is. Yankees just dominated for. They got the book on him, where to pitch him. That dude hasn't done squat in the second half of the season.
See, I still think the Heat are being looked at as total like underdogs. Like no one has faith in them.
Well, Heat fans certainly do.
Heat fans do. Although I feel like half of us are still like not trusting the roster we got, and they're still like butthurt over Hayward not coming.
Yeah, so and that's what I got yelled at today because it's not because I didn't say they were bad. I don't think they're gonna be bad because I wouldn't say that they were great and that 30-11 was legit. I said that 21-5 run was a fluke. It was fluky, and I got yelled at for saying that. But I mean, it is what it is. 21-5 is some elite Golden State Warriors type stuff, and that's just not who Miami is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm gonna finish with my prediction. I think they finish 10th or 11th. That's where I've got the Kings. I like this roster. The one difference I think between this Kings and last year's Minnesota, while Minnesota had more like top end talent, I think this Kings team has a little more veteran depth, which I think will help. But we'll see. We'll see now.
Plus, Levine's injury kind of killed.
Well, yeah, they started to play well towards the end. Their defense picked up a little bit, but Eddie Johnson said it. We all know who Eddie Johnson is. Played for the Suns, the Rockets, averaged 20 off the bench. But he even said with young players, the first thing they get is offense, and defense is always the last thing to come.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean, I think we got so excited with the whole Tom Thibodeau thing. We expected him to play defense because of Thibs, but they're young guys. When Thibs was in Chicago, he had a veteran roster. A lot of vets on the team. So but I think Sacramento or Minnesota is going to be ready this year. But Gonzo, I'm going to you now, Mr. Hot Take. Bold prediction for this Kings team this year.
They'll make the 9th seed. That's about it.
Okay, you got them 9th.
Wait, hey, hold on, Gonzo. After all the other hot takes, that's the hottest one you got for the Kings?
That's your hot take for the
honestly,
Kings? I got actually one for a player and the team.
I got another hot take. I said this and I said this earlier. Justin Jackson will average nothing less than 13 points a game.
Okay. That's a good one. Fair. There you go.
All right, Allana, what's your hot take for the Kings? It can be about a player, the team, or both. You can choose each.
I mean, I'm kind of boring here, but I had Justin Jackson averaging 15 points a game, and I also had him starting like somewhere maybe during the second half of the season.
You guys are high on Justin Jackson. I am too, but not that
I love him
now. Not right now. I just don't think he'll get the minutes. James, what about you? Give me that hot take.
I got you. So Willie Cauley-Stein is going to be the most improved player. He's going to average a double-double, and he's going to actually get maybe some nods for a defensive team.
Yes, I don't think that's even a hot take. I think that's smart.
I think it's a hot take, but I'm ready for it.
I actually got one for you here. And everybody knows who's been paying attention to us. I love Buddy Hield. I think Buddy Hield's going to average 20 points a game this year. I think he's going to be their go-to scorer. I mean, we saw what he did when he went to Sacramento, shot the ball, 42% from three, 45, 46%. And what I liked, and I watched every single Kings game after the trade because I'm a big Buddy Hield fan, he was getting to the bucket. He was creating his own shot. Everybody thinks he's just a catch-and-shoot guy. When he got I think he got 16, 17 against San Antonio, he got 2 or 3 going one-on-one with Kawhi. Buddy can play, and he's a much better finisher around the rim than I thought. I'm not saying he's, Kyrie Irving finishing at the rim, and there's for the team, I think going into April, the Kings will be flirting with the 8th seed, but will ultimately just lose out in the end and finish 10th.
Man, boy, that's
I actually think they're going to flirt because it's so much. I have that much faith. I think Buddy Hield's really going to carry them offensively, and I love the other guys they have and the vets. I just don't think they have enough to get 8th, so I don't see them making the playoffs. But I think they'll be competitive and they'll end up 10th. But I think they'll be in the hunt. I'm not saying they'll be in the 8th seed going into the last couple weeks of the season, but they'll be right there within 2 or 3 games of it. That's what I got.
I dig.
Yeah, I think that's going to wrap us up. Now, Wednesday, probably the same time, we're going to do the New York Knicks. I know, probably now with the Chicago Bulls. They are the 2 new worst franchises in professional sports. You know, I had the Kings there last year. James is with me on that one. They changed my mind, so I got to give them that. Good job today, everybody. James, let everybody know where they can find you at, man. Let them know where they can find some of your work.
Thanks for having me on, man. You can find me over at bballbreakdown.com, where we're cranking out some really good fresh content daily. I'm probably the worst writer on that site. Then I'm writing for a new site, realballinsiders.com, where we're a fast growing site and a lot of young new writers. So realballinsiders.com and bballbreakdown.com.
Outstanding.
One quick shout out to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because Chris Axman will kill me if I don't say it. I'm a big part of the Bod Pod over at Almighty Baller Podcast Network.com.
Hey, that's good stuff for everybody, man. Hey, y'all need to go check that out. That's good stuff. Dave DeFore is part of that, right?
My man Dave, yes sir.
Yes, that's all good stuff, man. Everybody needs to check out Dave DeFore. Hey, also let them know where they can find you at on Twitter if they don't know.
You can find me at Snotty Drippin'. It's just like Scottie Pippen, except I changed a couple letters as an homage. So Snotty Drippin'. I know it's a gross name, but it is what it is.
That's all right.
Yeah. Come here, talk some basketball with me, some Game of Thrones, some Rick and Morty.
Nice. Allana, let everyone know where they can find some of your work at.
You can find me on Hoops Habit covering the Bulls. If you like some negativity about an organization, that's where to go. And also allyoucanheat.com, following the Miami Heat, and then just Allana Tahauer on Twitter.
Nice. Gonzo, I know you don't do the writing thing, but man, hey, Gonzo's our big 2K dude. This guy, hey, let him know where they can find. Let him know the other podcasts you do, Gonzo.
The other podcast I do is Online Nation Radio, on Online Nation Blog Talk Radio. I usually send links out quite often. I actually did a show today. And you can also find me on Twitter at DJ Gonzo Star.
Hey, let everybody know what you do with the Online Nation, man, for those who don't know. Because I know a lot of our listeners play the 2K, man.
Oh, yeah. We talk sim sports, video game sports like Madden, NBA 2K, NBA Live, but we also talk basketball and life as well.
Nice. Yes, I just checked out the episode from last week, man. That was good stuff, man. That was good stuff. All right, everybody. That's gonna end it tonight, and we are definitely gonna be back on Wednesday. We'll be talking New York Knicks, and our buddy Brady Klopfer will be on with us. So hey, you want to jump on for that? Hey, James, you want to come on Wednesday night?
I'll be washing my hair.
I'll be in the book.
Anytime you want me, anytime you want me on, brother, I'm down.
Absolutely. I'm gonna hit you up, man. You and Brady got to be on, man. I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm not even gonna put you in the tweet when I'm promoting the thing. You're just gonna pop on. We're gonna surprise Brady. That's gonna be a fun one. All right, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday night.